you didn't see on my website or in the other video that went up this week, the shoulder rock went up on pre-sale. You really should go check it out. This is a huge tool for strength athletes. That said, let's talk about training this week. So this was 4 weeks out from GPA Worlds in Sydney, and I wanted to hit some big numbers. I was quite pleased with how it went. Even though I did only get 2 heavy training days in before coming down with a cold. Yes, I know my butt comes up. You'll see next week that I'll switch over to locked-in benches and be able to keep that down. I do need to shoot a video on how to do that. It's been on my to-do list, but I haven't been red-lighted for my butt coming up in competition for like a decade. So this is how I train, and I constantly get comments on that. So just trying to address that though. So some really big volume. That was a PR set for me with 405 for reps, but left me in a pretty fatigued state. But decided to actually go ahead and see what I could bench in that state. So I bumped it up to 455. Bar was moving good, and feel I could have definitely hit a PR here as well. Kept going there, but didn't quite finish the 4th rep there. Maybe would have had any more in there than that. And then jumped up to 475. Thought I'd see how that felt, and actually moved pretty good considering the state I was in. Assistance work was a little bit on the light side this week, or at least for this training session, so did some weighted dips. So figured I'd shoot these. It's a little hard to see with the machine, but this is what I'm doing my dips on. And finish with some shoulder movement. Would have liked to hit some more, but was running late with the session. And after this, we roll into Wednesday. So Wednesday squat night, and also pull night for me because I've been pulling twice a week. This is actually my first night squatting heavy since the October 4th meet. So it's been over a month since I've had anything heavy on my back, and warm-ups were feeling a little heavy on my back, not having held the weight on there for a while. But as soon as I got enough weight on there, cue me to get my setup in and do everything right, weights felt great, felt solid. This 825 here, it was fast, felt really solid, and I was quite pleased with that. I did go ahead and bump up to, look at the speed. Nothing to be complaining about there. So with my 860, you're going to see this is much slower, but I had I think it was 3 setups before we were having some monolift difficulties, and by the end there I was kind of fatigued after multiple setups and unracks. Still came back and hit it, but it just wasn't happening to go up from there. That was also all those were using 2.5 meter wraps that we're going to be using at GPA Worlds. The record that I set last with the 881 was 3 meters, so it was my first time testing that out. Then after that, jumped over to do some deadlifts. I was running really late on time, so didn't have time to do a full warm-up on my arm to allow me to do some over-under or hook rip and just toss some weight on, and thought I'd see how I pull it. So put 815 on the bar, and it felt damn light coming off the floor. Really felt easy. So I was pumped. But with a little bit of glute fatigue and just having squatted and whatnot, that was pretty much all I had for reps. So got 5 reps in, which was still a really good set, particularly given just squatting. Kind of felt the cold already kicking in. I think that's why I got so fatigued with those multiple setups from the 860. Thursday morning, woke up full on sick, but came into the gym, did a little bit of assistance work. So I think I hit like 3 sets of 50 reps on bodyweight dips, 3 sets of 20 on leg extensions, and then realized I should just call it quits and did like 3 or 4 sets of hangs with my arm here. Working on keeping my grip desensitized and still allowing my hands to heal up, so that we'll see see how it all comes together here when we get to Worlds here in a couple weeks. Still don't know whether I'm going to go over under, hook grip, or some combination thereof, depending on how the weights are advancing. These dead hangs they're kind of brutal. So yeah, if you've never tried them, it's worth a shot. They're pretty challenging for most people on the shoulders. Anybody that I've got on using the shoulder rock, not so. So basically there's no shoulder mobility issues there with that. Saturday, even though I was sick, I came in to pull. Just couldn't get motivated, but worked up to an over-under with 705. Don't want to risk really going heavier or much heavier than that right now. Obviously no issue with the grip there. Felt like I could have hung out all day. But yeah, that wasn't, don't want to risk blowing out that bicep just before the meet. So I'm taking it easy with that and the hook grip, and we'll see how it all comes together. I'd really be disappointed to only deadlift 700 pounds again in a meet, but I got to do what's safe, play it safe, make sure I make it there to begin with. So here we're doing a little bit of rehab on the elbow. So this is one helping me get some range of motion, getting the arm cleared up. I shot an interesting video of my arm locking up, and so you can see it physically, lock in place and break loose, which is, I'll probably add that to next week's because this video is getting a little bit long here.
So what's the purpose of that? Nice, nice. What does that do?
I don't know.
So you do listen to others. Go.
So basically some of the issues are the elbow joint itself has a lot of tension on it from the tight muscles around it, and it's decentrating that joint, which is pulling it into certain parts of the socket that are, one, limited in its range of motion. So we're basically trying to mobilize that joint, allow it to recentrate itself. That's the work that we're doing, and should have a beneficial effect on both bicep and the elbow joint, at least for the lifting. It was temporary.